The story begins in an urban neighborhood where tensions between the police and the black community are ever present. A patrol receives a call about a minor altercation, and two officers, including Officer Martinez, quickly arrive at the scene. Martinez, young, impulsive, and known for his aggressive interventions, stands out for his arrogant attitude and disdain for the population, especially black individuals. Upon arrival, he spots a black woman in her 40s, simply dressed, standing in the middle of the incident. Without bothering to assess the situation or listen to her account, Martinez steps out of the car with palpable aggression. His gaze is filled with suspicion, as if he has already judged her guilty. Ignoring her explanations, he abruptly interrupts her and tries to restrain her without justification. When the woman, speaking firmly yet calmly, asks why she is being assaulted, Martinez, fueled by adrenaline and annoyed by her verbal resistance, slaps her violently in front of a horrified crowd. What Martinez doesn't know is that this woman, named Carolina, is the mother of his direct superior, Captain Ramirez, a man respected not only for his rank but for his integrity and fight against abuses within the police force. Carolina, a black woman with piercing eyes, is a figure of strength in her community. She raised her children, including Ramirez, alone, instilling in them dignity and resilience in the face of injustice. Despite the pain of the attack, Carolina remains calm. Her face, marked by the slap, reflects her inner strength. She is no stranger to this kind of violence, the kind that reduces you to a number, to a skin color. Yet, she knows her dignity will not be easily stripped away. Martinez, adjusting his belt, glances at the gathering crowd, interpreting their initial silence as submission. He basks in the power he thinks he wields over the woman and the onlookers. However, he fails to realize that the tide is about to turn, and Captain Ramirez is not a man who tolerates such misconduct, especially when it involves his own mother. Carolina lifts her eyes and fixes Martinez with a tranquil gaze that further irritates him. She knows her son, and she knows he will intervene. It's not a matter of if, but when. The next day, Ramon Martinez arrives at work as usual, his immaculate uniform contrasting with the bored expression on his face. He remains unaware that his world is about to crumble. As he walks toward his desk, a colleague intercepts him with a serious expression. "Ramon, Captain Ramirez wants to see you. It's urgent." The path to the captain's office has never seemed so long. Ramon tries to remain calm, but his mind races to replay every action, guessing the reason for this summons. The whispers in the corridor, the exchanged glances all feel laden with meaning. When he enters Ramirez's office, the atmosphere is tense. The captain, arms crossed and face grim, stands behind his desk, exuding authority. Beside him, an older officer also appears concerned. "Ramon, sit down," the captain commands firmly. Ramon obeys, his heart pounding. He can see anger and disappointment in the other officer's eyes, making him increasingly uneasy. "Yesterday, you slapped a woman. I want to know what went through your mind," the captain begins, his voice growing colder. Ramon opens his mouth to protest, but Ramirez interrupts. "No. No excuses. I want your version of events." Ramon's pride compels him to respond. "She was aggressive, she wouldn't cooperate. I did what I had to do to take control of the situation." Ramirez's eyes flare with a mix of incredulity and anger. "Do you know who that woman is?" "She's my mother, Ramon." A heavy silence fills the room. Ramon, caught off guard, turns pale. "What? No, I didn't. You didn't even care who she was." You acted like a thug, as usual. And now, there will be consequences. Ramon straightens in his chair, realizing the magnitude of his mistake. The captain's words echo in his mind, but he can't fully grasp that he struck a woman who dedicated her life to raising her children with dignity. Captain, I'm organizing a meeting with leadership. We will address police violence and abuse of power. I will ensure other officers know this behavior will not be tolerated. The prospect of an internal investigation terrifies Ramon. He knows his future in law enforcement is now uncertain. Captain, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. That's exactly it, Ramon. You didn't realize. But now, it's time to understand. Your actions have repercussions, not just for the victim but for the entire community. Agent Jones, who witnessed the incident, steps forward, his voice filled with indignation. Captain, let us be clear. What happened is not only unacceptable but regressive and completely unethical. Ramon's behavior has racist implications that cannot be ignored. Jones' words hit Ramon like a punch to the gut. He wants to protest, but Jones' sharp gesture silences him. Don't deny it, Ramon, Jones continues, his voice firm. This kind of behavior is disgusting, especially from a law enforcement officer. The silence that follows is oppressive. Ramon struggles to find words. How could he let his biases take control? The reality hits him hard. I wasn't thinking. Exactly, you weren't thinking. That's the problem, Ramirez declares. You're supposed to be a protector, not an aggressor. My mother, and all women like her, deserve respect. Ramon feels trapped in a whirlwind of shame and anger. Memories of his own mother, who sacrificed so much to give him a better life, weigh heavily on him. I'll request an internal investigation, Ramirez announces. Ramon's actions must be scrutinized, and it's crucial for law enforcement to take responsibility. The captain adds that mandatory training on police violence, racial discrimination, and professional ethics will be implemented, with all officers, including Ramon, required to attend. Ramon nods, aware of the weight of the sanction. This ordeal becomes an opportunity for transformation. Determined to change, Ramon starts engaging with the community, listening, and understanding their struggles. Slowly, he begins to break down his prejudices and rebuild trust. This story is a reminder that change is possible. By confronting biases and embracing perspectives often ignored, Ramon embodies hope for a better future, where understanding and respect triumph over fear and violence. Join us on the 100% History channel for more powerful stories highlighting the struggles and triumphs of marginalized communities. Together, let us continue learning and growing, one step at a time. Thank you for listening.